Is the Japanese sealed market doomed? And should you be buying when there's fire in the streets? Let's look at the numbers. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be discussing whether the sky is falling on the Japanese sealed market. And I will give you my top 2 picks, the best 2 sealed investments you can add to your portfolio right now at a great entry point. So first of all, is the Japanese market collapsing? Is the sky falling? Are we doomed? Should we all just sell up and go home? Honestly, this is a subject that really fascinates me. I love reading about it, and I'm approaching it from a Western standpoint, right? I'm approaching it up here in Canada, looking in, talking to friends and contacts I have in Japan that are giving me information, and I think it's a really interesting one to look at. So it's coming up a lot. There's all this talk of Japanese market manipulation, One Piece is taking over, values are crashing, Pokemon's dead, the waifu crash, all this stuff, right? So what are the actual facts? Right? Let's build an argument for and against. What are the actual facts? Well, I think that the point that people are going onto most is the perceived failure of these ultra modern sets. And I'm talking about Scarlet and Violet era right now. So look, Wild Force, Cyber Judge came out. It feels like overnight they went from $80 to $60 for a booster box. It was a really steep drop off. They're basically going close to MSRP in Japan right now and on the US market. There's also Clay Burst, minus 45% since release. Ruler of the Black Flame, minus 21%. Raging Surf is down 67%. And Future Flash, minus 25%. These are some pretty steep drop-offs, and they can be alarming when you look at those numbers. The singles aren't holding up well either, but Miriam, it is not time for you right now. It is all about sealed product in this video. There are also macroeconomic factors. Japan officially entered into a recession. It posted back-to-back negative GDP growth, which is the definition of a recession, which should affect things from a discretionary spending standpoint for Japanese people. There are, of course, still lots of wealthy guys out there that are able to afford these collectibles. And quite frankly, if it's anything like the US market, there are a lot of people that cannot afford this stuff that are still buying and putting it on a credit card. So that's another subject. So the argument against, though, the argument against is, look, there are plenty of boxes doing just fine. Like, you're just looking at things that came out a few months ago or a year ago. That's not fair. Team Up, plus 11% in the last year. EV Heroes, plus 83% year over year. And then you've got 151, a Scarlet and Violet era set, up 47%. If you want to chuckle, go back and look at some Reddit forums, some Poké Investing, where guys are screaming from the rooftops, don't pay scalper prices, 151's going to tank in a month. This is a release, and you can see what it has done since. More of the case against, look, Pokemon is as popular as it has ever been. It is still the highest grossing media franchise of all time. Its TCG is the biggest in billions by a landslide. Pokemon is not going anywhere, and perhaps some of these macroeconomic factors are being overstated. Here's my take. Here's what I think. A few points. People are impatient and unrealistic when it comes to the investing side of this hobby sometimes. This is a long-term buy and hold thing. If you're a sealed collector and it goes up 20% in a month, that's awesome. But that's not what we're doing. We're waiting for those big moments where we can capitalize, you know, and they will come up. 30th anniversary, 35th, 40th, 50th, whatever it is, you know. Hopefully you guys stay healthy until then. Hopefully I do as well. But that's it. That's the Pokemon investing game. If you want something else, go into crypto, go into stocks, whatever. Anyway, there's lots of bandwagon jumpers who came on and they thought, look, things are going to go to the moon yesterday, and if they don't, I'm out. And that's what's happening. They're kind of making a bad name and a stink for the TCG in general. Hoarders as well, their funds are weakening. And by hoarders, I mean like scalpers or big, you know, wholesalers that are in Japan on the black market. I don't know where they get their cards. You can come up with your own conspiracy theories about backdoor deals at Pokemon Center, the Yakuza. Like, I've read it all. It's quite funny to read some of it. I don't really know the truth. The fact is, with dip in interest in some of these new sets, you know, maybe people aren't as interested in the future, past Pokemon, like some of that stuff, despite having some gorgeous artworks. Guys who are in it just purely for the money are going to jump ship. That's what's happening. That's what's driving the cost of some of these booster boxes down. And the wealthy are obviously shifting their investments to other investment vehicles. But the Japanese market is not collapsing. It is here to stay. There are good times ahead. Usually sets within an era get better the longer the era goes on, the more the era ages. There'll be a new game mechanic that's introduced. Maybe they'll do something similar, different with the cards. Like, that kind of stuff usually happens mid to kind of end of the way through. So that's something to look forward to. But yeah, there has been a significant dip in the prices of sealed product, especially when it comes to the point of release 6 to 9 months later, especially for these ultra modern sets. But guys, that's a good thing. That is a good thing for collectors, and it is a great thing for investors because it presents you with a buying opportunity. So what should you be doing? How should you be reacting? The old adage goes, buy when there's blood in the streets, even if the blood is your own. So you could be scooping up a lot of the sets I've mentioned. Absolutely, if you want to diversify. I don't think that's a particularly bad idea. I mean, they're getting to rock bottom anyway. I think now is the time to take some risk. So often over the last few years, I've seen guys buying high and selling low, and that's just not cool. Let's get in at a good entry point. So here are the two sets that I think you should be going for right now. I think they're going to go the distance. Number one is Shiny Treasures. Except for 151, this was the best set they released last year. I am seeing streamers opening it all the time. It's always on my feed. Like I'm on Instagram, Rob does Pokemon. If you want to check me out, I mess around there as well. Like whatnot streams I join, like, you know, friends I will support. Shiny Treasures just keeps coming up. People love ripping it. It's got some gorgeous cards, you know, that Terra Charizard. It's got the Gardevoir, which I think is probably the best of Scarlet and Violet era artwork-wise. It's got that Mew, Iono. You've got nice trainer cards with a sneaky little Umbreon going in there. I think it's on the penny card. You've got shiny Pikachu in there, baby shinies. It's a great set, right? People will continue to open it, and as they do, each and every box that's open helps your seal collection appreciate just a teeny tiny bit more. So Shiny Treasures is a great one. The entry point right now, it was reprinted. Pokémon has it for 50 bucks, Cali Pokéhouse 46, Sneaker Dunk 38. I think there's some activation fees with Cali Pokéhouse. By the way, I'm not endorsed, nor do I wish to be by any of these guys. I'm just giving you facts from reputable sellers. Sneaker Dunk, by the way, is basically what you're going to be bringing these cards in wholesale if you want to bring them in from a Japanese distributor and manage the arbitrage yourself. So Shiny Treasures, I have a price target on it of 300 bucks in 5 years. I think it's going to do really, really well. But there is a set I like even more. I think it's going to do really, really well. Before I tell you what it is, please subscribe to my channel. I'm having a blast making these videos, really, really enjoying it, building a community here. Thanks to some friends for some insights that they gave me on this video. And remember, Pokemon investing should be a very small portion of a well-balanced investment portfolio. So, the set I like more than Shiny Treasures is VStar Universe. I love this set. I think it is a set that will rise significantly over time. As the years go by, it's just going to keep going. This may be the best set Pokemon have ever done. Definitely the best set in the modern era for me. Some of the reasons for that, you've got insane pull rates. It's just a blessing to open this set. You have proper God packs. It's not like a Magnemite that comes out first, or like you get 3 common cards like in the English God packs that they seem to be giving us. You have real value and depth too. You got a great chase card in that Pikachu. You've also got, I think, 14 or 15 cards over the $20 mark. So really great value and depth. And look, just like with Shiny Treasures, I'm still seeing people open it. I think the popularity for that set dipped a tiny bit when Shiny Treasures came out for sure, which has contributed to the price kind of decreasing, but it's going to be one for the long term for sure. It is the crowning achievement of Swish era. It's also getting to be pretty low right now too. It had a high of around 120, I think, and now it's down to 94, which is an 18% decline. Pokemon's got it for 90, Cali Pokéhouse 74, there may be activation fees, Sneaker Dunk 55, which is basically, again, your wholesaler cost. So hey, maybe there's an opportunity for you to flip VStar Universe if you want to sell boxes, but from an investment standpoint, maybe it goes a few dollars lower, maybe it goes down to 45 to 50, I don't know. I think it's a really good buy right now. There are people telling me like earlier in the year, like end of last year, saying, man, I'm kicking myself, it's at 100 bucks right now, I should have bought it at 55, 60. Well, now's your chance. Guys, this is one that will go up long term. I'm bullish on it. I have a 5-year price target. I think by the end of 2029, this will be a $380 to $400 booster box. It is a set to really go all in on, in my opinion. But of course, the best investment you can make right now in the Pokemon space is